Hi, everyone. Before we get into the episode, we're starting things a little bit differently. First of all, we want to thank you so much. We saw the insight for the number of listens this last week, and the numbers were very humbling. So thank you so much for listening. Special shout out to Patrick Kampmeyer, who is, you can see, is the number one fan. You can always email us at talkingtwinpeaks@gmail.com. We will take a look at your comments, questions, concerns, insights that you want to give us as well. We very, very happy to hear from you. Joe, do you have anything else to say to the amazing fans that we have?
Yeah, please send all your YouTube covers of just you and I to Paul. He loves that song so much. Yeah, thank you guys. It's awesome knowing you guys are all out there listening. It's really fun for us to do, and we're glad that you're up. You guys are listening to us ramble about a show we love. So.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. If someone does, if I start getting an influx of you and I covers, I will put them on our YouTube channel. We will put them on the Showdown, and we will actually play them on our podcast. That is something I will totally do. So, all right. Well, yes, from both Joe and I, thank you again, and we hope you enjoy this episode, part 12.
Hi, and welcome back to a podcast above a convenience store talking Twin Peaks. I'm Joe Fremming from the Showdown. With me, as always, is Paul Muad'Dib from Cast That Movie. How you doing, Paul?
Living the dream. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Yep, so I'm sorry, everybody, I'm a little tired, so we're going to jump right into this. This is part 13 of The Return. What story is that, Charlie? It's a more Twin Peaksy episode. More callbacks to the past. One I am infuriated about. In fact, I skipped right over it once it got to it.
I didn't.
Well, you're a braver man than I.
Well, it is just you and I, sir, doing this podcast. And I.
Oh. All right. Oh, so let's kick this off, shall we, Paul? With
I agree,
Mitchum
Joe.
Brothers and Cooper cha-cha-chaing into Bushnell's office.
First of all, I love the music choice. And I just love the scene. I was giggling as soon as this happened. I was like, oh, God, I forgot about this. Amazing.
Oh, yeah. Yep. The Mitchum brothers are they're very happy with Lucky 7 Insurance to the point where it seems downright shady that they're giving Bushnell a BMW convertible and monogrammed diamond cufflinks.
I don't think you're allowed to take gifts like that. I don't think you're allowed. And
no.
One of the best lines of the episode is, "Yeah, I heard you're out all night partying." Okay, first of all, how did Bushnell hear this? And then he's like, "You should call your wife," and he's like, "Wife?"
Oh, Dougie. Yeah, and as this is all going on, we see our Tom Sizemore, Anthony, hiding under his desk because his plan of having the Mitchum brothers kill Dougie has backfired.
Oh, and then you get that music shift, that dark Twin Peaks music shift, right? And you can tell on the guy that plays Duncan Todd, is really good because you can just see the fear on his face.
Oh, yeah. Yep. This would be the second time he's failed for Mr. C at getting Dougie whacked, which, in theory should be one of the easiest things in the world since he just walks into glass windows all the
time. The pacing on this episode is a little infuriating, but yes. Yes. Then we cut to they leave, and then we cut to the delivery men with the play set, with the gym set, and a new car for Jane E. And then they cut to it being nighttime, and they have the set, and all I could think to myself is, that's too small for Sonny Jim.
Yeah. But it's weird because we get that weird spotlight effect that like we used to get like in the original run of the show when it came to the lodge stuff. So that was an interesting effect to use.
Yes, you picked that up too. I picked that up as well. I was like, that usually indicates a lodge, but but I was also distracted because the fact that Sonny Jim is too big for the gym set. Again, I want to stress this. And Jane E says he's in seventh heaven. No, he's on a gym set that's too fucking small for him. I'm sure the Mitchum brothers would be happy to get a bigger one.
Yeah. I'm sure they couldn't get Sonny Jim's age out of Cooper, considering he just repeats everything people say.
Wife? Then we get to the part that I've been wanting to talk to the last 3-4 episodes that we've had, which is the farm.
Yes. This is a really cool scene. It's Western Montana.
Mm-hmm. Montana.
Mr. C just shows up looking for that fucker Ray.
And he's greeted by reboots, Friday the 13th reboots, Derek Mears.
Yep. To be fair, he wasn't the problem with that movie.
He was not. No, he was not the problem with that movie. The problem with that movie was the director. And that's something maybe I'll do sometime for Cast That Movie. We'll do the Friday the 13th reboot.
Yeah. It's also when your main characters, counselors, you just want them to get killed. Doesn't really make it bode well when you're actively rooting for Jason. You're supposed to be privately rooting for Jason.
You're supposed to be privately rooting for Jason. But the other thing was, too, I don't want to get in that. Let's go.
Because Mr. C is here.
We got another movie we're going to reference here in a little bit, folks.
Yes. We did it on a Joe Down, actually.
Yes,
So C shows up, and he meets the gang at the farm. And they have a really weird... Well, first of all, Ray says, I killed him. The boss guy's like, you didn't kill him too good, Ray.
He's like, how did he get in here? I gave him the code. And he just kind of looks at him. He's like, but I didn't let him the door code, so he's stuck there. And then we hear the fatal words of, you'll get him, but I want to play with him first. And you're like, nope, that's going to go wrong.
Oh, man. And can we just also add that how much Mr. C looks like Glenn Danzig in this?
Oh, so much. Yes. He does.
He's going to belt out Mother.
Well, now I have a conspiracy theory I want to lay on you real quick. We don't have to discuss it, but I believe that Glenn Danzig is actually Jim Morrison. Jim Morrison faked his death, became Glenn Danzig. So really, we got Jim Danzig over here that Mr. C is playing.
Oh, I can buy it. I could see it.
I see it. I'm like,
the voice is just. We're getting off track, but Danzig's voice is spot on Morrison. So,
and you can see it. Like it's like, yep. Whoa, what happened here? He got clean. He got clean and became Danzig. Good for Jim.
Yeah, he had that again.
Hell, he even ended up on a Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Anyways, that's our second fucking rabbit hole. Not even the main one we're going to go into. Joe, get me to the main rabbit hole.
Okay, so we find out this gang, the boss is in charge because nobody can beat him at arm wrestling. That's a
real thing, folks.
That's a weird thing. Like, I know they wanted to do an arm wrestling thing, and they wanted to get the importance of the arm wrestling with this character, but it's so ridiculous.
So bad, dude. You got all these people surrounded with guns and pagers and drugs. I mean, this place is a venerable fortress when you really look at it later, like as the shit starts to go down and everyone comes piling up. Yeah. They wanted to get across the over the top. So I feel like I'm gonna have to do, when we talk now, I'm gonna have to break up the Stallone here. So go ahead, Joe, get it done.
Well, you see, this hat, when I turn it around, I become more of a machine. More machine than man.
I'm more machine than man.
Yeah, so they walk down to this table where I guess they arm wrestle. I don't know. This is one of the weirder things of this run of Twin Peaks. And the guy sucker punches Mr. C.
Right in the back, and says that's for. Well, the best part is to start with. He calls him out. Even Mr. C calls out. He's like, "What is this? Nursery school? Kindergarten?" He knows the score.
Oh, so yeah, and we see here Twin Peaks goes over the top. And we also see Mr. C has pretty elaborate powers. Something we never saw with Leland with Bob, and I'm guessing this is probably because more the doppelganger comes from the lodge itself, not of our world.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Paul, let's get to starting positions.
Hey, yo, starting position's the best. It's the most comfortable. All right, I'm done with my horrible Stallone reference. I'm done with that accent. All right. Yeah, so weird powers, right? Like, I felt like this was totally, this was not physical, what he was doing. This was all lodge entity power is what I got in this whole thing.
It seemed like magic.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like he's just like moving his arm back and forth as this guy's struggling to beat him.
and Dewey. Can we talk about Dewey for a minute? Can we talk about Dewey? The rat-looking bastard. Oh no, was it Muddy? It was Muddy. It wasn't Dewey. It was Muddy, right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember. All I know is this scene had so many character actors from so many different shows.
Oh my god, unbelievable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just kind of he explains to them that I think it was Dewey or Muddy that in order because he's like, what happens if I win? Like, you know, he wants to know, okay, I win the over the top arm wrestling. What do I get? And they're like, you become leader of this gang. And he's like, I don't want it. I'm going, you got a fortress, Cooper. What are you doing, Mr. C? What are you doing? But he doesn't want it. It's like, he just wants that fucker Ray. And so Derek Mears says, fine, you can have him if you win. Bad move. If I was Ray, I would have been pissed. I've been like, fuck you, shoot him.
I saw this guy come back from the dead.
Yeah, right. I shot him and he came back. What do you think about arm wrestling, this son of a bitch? No way. Fuck off. So yeah, I thought that was That was hilarious. So they're playing, and he's just toying with them, and then towards the end of it, he gets it. He's like, I don't like it here. He like puts his arm all the way down. See what I mean? It's uncomfortable. Starting point. It's more comfortable. And then he just slaughters him and punches him in the face.
A kill shot, too.
A kill shot. And a fucking kill shot. I mean, he crushes his face. And again, this is the worst gang ever, because if I saw that, I'd shoot the guy, right? It wouldn't matter win or lose. Like, fucking shoot him. Nope. Money starts calling him boss.
Such a weird gang. Like, what the fuck?
It's a bizarre gang, right?
Oh, yeah. And Ray's not happy because they're holding him. They're still holding him because part of the deal, now that Mr. C's boss, that he gets Ray. And he wants everybody's cell phones. I guess this is how he gets his collection of burner phones, I'd imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And we got that weird accountant guy staring on as everybody kind of leaves.
Yeah, the accountant. You need any money? No.
Just staring at him.
Just staring at him. You need money? No. Okay. Oh my God. Yeah, so then we start to get some real exposition. He requests to be alone with Ray. Everyone leaves him alone. We get some interesting things about Philip Jeffries in this particular one.
First, he shoots Ray in the leg.
Okay, sorry. Yes, first he shoots Ray in the leg. Yes, you're right. And then we get some interesting, information about how Philip Jeffries was the one that wanted him dead, and because he had something inside him that they wanted. So this leads me to believe there's two. I think two Philip Jeffries. I think there is Albert, but I think there's another entity. I think there's another one that's fucking with things as well. Do you agree or disagree?
Well, yeah, because there is another Philip Jeffries.
Well,
it's a giant teapot later.
Yes, but I don't know if that Jeffries was involved in much outside of being a fucking teapot, short and stout.
I think that Jeffries is the one that Ray was working for.
That's what okay. Thank you for saying that because
like we saw like earlier that phone melting in Buenos Aires, so we know that there's lodge magic working where Jeffries has been. So that's why I think this was Philip Jeffries that we know.
I would agree with you. Okay, good. Okay, same page. Glad to hear it. So then he asked for the coordinates, and like Ray does first they talk about the ring. They talk about the ring, right?
Okay, so Ray wants to grab something from his pocket. Mr. C's like, don't go for your gun. Like, where's he hiding a gun? Like, those are some skinny jeans, man.
I think Ray went all in on the skinny jeans, didn't he?
Oh, God. Yeah, so he pulls out of his one of his back pockets. Jeez. The jade ring, the Owl Cave ring, to which Mr. C is not happy to see it.
No, Mr. C is not happy to see that. He immediately asks where he got it. And he said it was given to my guard, but he'd never seen that guard before they left. So that again leads to this wasn't Albert being Jeffries. This was the lodge getting involved, trying to get things back to normal. Would you agree?
Or it is Jeffries.
Oh,
we don't know what Jeffries he had some considerable means when we saw him in Fire Walk with Me, where he's living in Buenos Aires. So And we saw he has his network too, because that phone melted.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to say, because up till now, the stories are pretty straightforward. You know what I mean? Like for a Twin Peaks, that's even shocking. Like how, yeah, we can go on like the rabbit holes, which we love to do. But I think this is one of those things where, like, I think this is just Jeffries in his teapot trying to right the wrong that is Mr. C. And I think he's been trying to do that since Firewalk with me when he came to the Philadelphia office.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Because remember in that, he goes, "Who do you think this is?"
Oh, that's not. Oh man, that's crafty of Lynch. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, he made a throwaway line into something big.
Yeah, and it comes up when in a later episode when Cole remembers that incident too. They point to it. So yeah, this is why I think this is Jeffries. This is almost like a three-pronged war at this point. I think it's Jeffries, Mr. C, and Judy. And then or maybe 4 if you include the lodges, because I don't think the lodges are in cahoots, or the Black Lodge is in cahoots with Jeffries or anything. They're trying to right the wrong of the lodge through Cooper.
Yes. Well then you could look at another prong too, that you have Major Briggs doing his own thing as well.
Yes. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Wow, there's a lot going on. Okay. So yeah, so he's go ahead.
More than I thought going into this review.
Right, yeah. Just a side note, people, when we were talking earlier, he's like, "Hey, I think this one should be pretty quick." And going, "Really?" But yeah, no. He says, I'm supposed to put it on you after I kill you. And Mr. C makes him put it on his left ring finger, and then asks for the coordinates. Then out of nowhere, Richard Horne shows up at the farm.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming this farm is also involved with the farm is involved with Red.
I don't know, because we don't even know if Richard's on the lam.
Yeah, but how did Richard know the farm?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Is like, I don't know if this is a Red involved thing. This may be just through Richard's underworld connections. It could be Red. Who knows?
It's a coincidence. It's to me. This was a when I forgot about this, and then I forgot this is how Richard and Mr. C meet up. Was at this scene. This feels a little forced. Not gonna lie. This feels really odd.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We're in agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So then he asks for the coordinates. Ray hands them over. Ray makes a point of, "You really think I'm going to give them to you? Can you even trust what I'm going to give you?" And then he gives him the coordinates. I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, oh, he's got a point. Oh, what the fuck? All right, whatever, Ray. Custer's last stand, I guess, buddy.
It's a weird thing to say before the guest guy's gonna kill you no matter what. But that's like your one.
Yeah, that's your one. And then he takes the coordinates and he asks where Jeffrey's last known location. He said, "Yeah, he's like, I don't know," and he's going to threaten him again. He's like, "Look, I thought he said he's at the Dutchman, but that doesn't." Boom! Cooper just shoots him. Finally, gets that fucker Ray.
Oh yeah.
And then he makes the comment of, "I know where that is."
Yep, he knows what the Dutchman's is.
Yep. So, do we know what the Dutchman's is, Joe?
Well, yeah, we've seen this. So yes. You and I know what the Dutchman's is.
But up to this point, do we know what the Dutchman's is? No.
No, there's no way.
There's no way in hell you can know what the Dutchman's is. Yep. So that's not
another mystery sprung on us this deep.
Yeah. Episode 13, another mystery comes out. There's only 5 left, folks. So, 4 left actually. So then he leaves, and he could tell the camera's on him. And the ring disappears, but Red doesn't. Did you notice that? Or Ray doesn't?
No, he doesn't, but he does appear in the lodge. So I think he's between 2 worlds.
Yeah. So Yeah, it was kind of weird because, most of the time when someone dies with the ring on, they end up in the lodge, right?
Yeah, well, I think it's the intentions of the ring.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And the ring didn't want him, so the ring didn't care.
Yeah, he did not gain anything from the ring. He didn't use it for nefarious reasons, for power or whatever that we've read about in Secret History. He was just given the ring to put on. He wasn't even, so he never wore it for any reason other than his life. He was at gunpoint, so that's why I think he didn't disappear. He was not called by the ring like others have.
Fair enough. I think that's smart. I like that. Yeah.
But it did put him in two worlds, though, because he does appear in the lodge. So it's part of it.
Yep. And then the ring disappears, and Mike puts it back on the pedestal. And I'm sure Mike's not happy that the ring's back. And then we see kind of Richard recognizes Mr. C and goes after him. Ray does, not Ray. And then we cut to the Fusco detectives.
Oh, God, I love him because Mom wants him over for Sunday dinner.
Yes, Mom wants him over for Sunday dinner, so hopefully no one dies. That's what's going to happen. But while this is going on, there is shit going on off screen that I wanted to see.
I did too, because there's screeching and screaming, and I had no idea.
Yeah. Threatening to kill the cops, threatening, they had to tase a woman. She's screaming about their nuts. There's just a lot of shit going on. So then Todd Packard comes in, and he's like, well, we got our prince back. He escaped from the
South Dakota prison.
And he's a missing FBI agent. And they all laugh at that and make a bet for $1 that he can throw it in the wastebasket. Oh, so even there, Todd Packard does not take his job seriously as a cop either. And then we see Sizemore show up.
Oh yeah,
and he wants to talk to another detective. So he apparently all the cops are on Mr. Todd's take. So Mr. Todd's a bigger deal than we thought.
Yeah, well, two cops are.
Yes.
It's the two cops we meet here when Sizemore shows up. He's looking for the detective. This guy's really not happy to see him there right now, and they just rightfully assume he's a weak link in their organization.
Yes.
Because he's going to a police station asking for a cop for poison.
Yeah. And they're like, he's cracking here. It sounds like he's on the cops' hit list. For sure. But apparently he gets the poison because we'll get to that. Because next we get an interesting little take of Hutch and Chantel driving through Utah talking about Mormons. How they don't drink, they don't have sex before marriage, they don't have Coke, like they don't drink Coke, they don't do anything. And yeah, it was kind of just that was an odd thing thrown at her. And it was just kind of like, okay, that's padding.
Yeah, that was padding. It was a funny anecdote, but yeah, that had no reason to be there.
Yeah. And so then we get back to to Dougie. Janie's driving, and Janie E. happily driving him in the car in the new BMW convertible. And she's so happy, and she's just so blissfully unaware of how fucked he is. And she has to let him out and unbuckle him. And this is where you talk about it, Joe. You mentioned this earlier. What does our intrepid hero Dougie Jones do?
Walks right into a glass door as Sizemore's waiting for him.
Oh, God. And what it looked like to me that Cooper really was. Kyle MacLachlan went all in on that hit in the window, didn't he? Like in that glass.
Oh yeah.
That was brilliant. And you see Sinclair. He is Tom Sizemore is a bundle of nerves, and he decides that he's gonna take. And he doesn't even go. He doesn't even go get Dougie. He waits for someone to come by and let Dougie in the damn door because Dougie doesn't know how to work the door. And decides to take him for coffee, which he says, coffee. And then, for whatever reason, he gets up and leaves, right? Just for no reason, Dougie gets up and leaves. And he's staring at the pie. And I thought this was a really interesting thing, just with the way that he's staring at the pie and how the waitress or the lady working behind the counter is interacting with him. I don't know. It just struck me as funny. Yeah,
just because he's just staring at the pie. She's like, yeah, I'll bring some out to you. He just keeps pointing at it.
Yeah. Pie. Cherry pie. Well, he's gone. We know Sizemore got the drug and pours it in the coffee. I was expecting to see something with the lodge here, right? Like how the lodge has been protecting Dougie.
Yep.
But it's not.
No, I think they kind of know. I mean, it was a risk, but I mean, I think because ultimately, well, who knows? Because Dougie is transfixed by Sizemore's dandruff.
Yes, yeah, he sees the dandruff, and there's a lot of dandruff on Sizemore's suit coat, and he starts playing with it and starts kind of rubbing his back. And for whatever reason, this freaks out Sinclair, Sizemore, and starts yelling, "I'm sorry, Dougie. I'm sorry, Dougie." And runs off with the coffee, to which, obviously Dougie has no idea what's going on, just sits down and drinks Tom Sizemore's coffee. Go ahead. Yeah, you do the next part, because as you said, this is more Twin Peaks, and we're going to get some more of that Twin Peaks here.
Okay, yeah. So we're at the Double R. Yes, and Becky calls Shelley. Steve's been missing for 2 nights, probably on a bender with Donna Hayward's little sister. And we get like this moment where like Shelley asks, "Why don't you come on down for some cherry pie and ice cream and all that?" Like this, like, the comfort food elements of Twin Peaks.
Yep, the hokiness. Yep, the hokey food.
Yep.
And of course she can't resist.
Yep. And then we cut now back into Bushnell's office with Sizemore spilling the beans.
Oh, yeah. Thank Dougie. And Bushnell pretty much sets up Sizemore. He was going to turn him in, and now at this point, Bushnell's basically setting him up for death.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, this is like, he knows all of this. Dougie explained it all to him, even implicating himself. And he's like, yeah, but you're gonna have to do something now. You're gonna have to testify against Duncan Todd.
Mm-hmm.
And the 2 cops. To which he's like, the 2 cops are worse than Todd.
Yeah. The 2 he's like, the 2 cops that he's been working with are worse than Todd. And but he knows, and he's thanking Dougie for putting him on the right path. He's been coughing up blood, and I'm going, is this Sinclair talking, or is this Tom Sizemore talking about his last bender?
It could be a little from column A, a little from column B.
Could be a little bit of both. And and that's kind of where that ends. And then Bobby goes to the diner, and he's looking for Shelley. You kind of get the vibe that Bobby still wants to work things out with Shelley. That's my feeling. Yeah,
but she's with Red. Yeah, he's still holding a flame, I think. And I think this is a kind of hit home because like he ends up sitting down with 2 people who, Big Ed, who has a flame for Norma, and she's with Walter.
Yes, we learned that she's with Walter. There's nothing going on here, but then they both end up leaving so she can talk to Walter, and Walter seems to be only in with her for the money.
Yeah, he's a business guy, talking about the they're turning a profit, except for the flagship location. And then we get, with this whole thing, this feels like such a meta commentary on the show Twin Peaks itself, and like the issues the return had pre-production with Showtime. Did you pick up on that?
No, I didn't.
Well, it's like, you're spending too much for pie, you're not charging enough, it's not turning a profit. And she's like, well, the ingredients are important, you got to get it right. This could be commentary on season 2.
Yeah. Oh, that could be very much commentary on season 2. Maybe was. I didn't. That did not click with me.
Yep, it clicked with me just because he's like, just change it a bit and be more profitable. I was like, no.
Yeah, she's not down for that at all. And you could tell she's a little upset by that, and you could tell that Ed's sad. That she's with Walter. But it's been 25 years and he's still with Nadine, so things have got to move along. Although we haven't seen him with those two together.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, we have not seen them together. Oh, yeah. And I don't think we see them together until toward the very end either.
Correct. So. Yeah, but let's not get ahead of ourselves on that one, because that's another one to talk about. So speaking of Norma, we cut to Silent Run Drapes. Oh my God, that name still cracks me up. And there's a shitty truck driving by. And it stops, backs up, and someone starts manically ringing the bell of the shop.
Yeah, Jacoby saw his golden shovel in her display window.
Yes, and they have a moment, don't they? There was something there between them, I thought.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yes, because he was happy with the decoration. They're flirting, and I want to say that. I forget the name of the actress off the top of my head who plays Nadine.
Wendy Roby, I think.
Thank you. Yes, or Wendy Roby. Amazing. She has not missed a beat playing that. Like, there's certain people in the show that they're not who they were in the 25 years ago, right? Yeah. Like, it's just.
And I think a lot of that is like the actors were younger, like they were playing teenagers. Where like Ed and Nadine and Norma are kind of the same because we met them in their mid to late 30s.
Yep, true. I will say though, Shelley Maddock is Matchick is an amazing actress, because she straight up Shelley not missing a beat either. Oh, yeah. But Nadine. Oh my God, she is straight up Nadine still 25 years later, and that made me so happy.
Yeah, and it makes me whenever I see Ed and Nadine, it makes me want to watch People Under the Stairs, because they play such a great psychotic couple in that movie. Yeah, and they do, and it's amazing. Yeah, I totally yes, I do want to watch that as well. But it also makes me want to go back and watch. It actually made me want to go back and watch the originals with Nadine again, because I really did appreciate her a lot more with this. But Jacoby makes season 1. This is like season 1 Nadine,
not season 2.
Her dating Mike, season 2.
Oh God, so bad, so bad. You had to bring that up when she was dating Snake. But Jacoby kind of lets us know that he has a thing for Nadine, because he remembered the last time he saw her was it 5 years ago, or 3 years ago when she was on. It was
like 5 years ago. He saw her at the grocery store with, was it potatoes? Like picking up potatoes?
Yeah, she was looking for potatoes, during a storm, and they kind of just. I think it kind of clicked with her too that Dr. Amp, because she doesn't want to call him Dr. Jacoby, she wants to call him Dr. Amp, wants to bone Nadine, which is good for you.
Yeah.
Now we get to a scene that I think we might spend a little bit of time on.
At the Palmer residence. It's Sarah Palmer drinking her Bloody Marys, but like the TV's on a loop of a boxing match, and it's only playing like with the same like 5-10 seconds over and over again.
Yeah, and for a while it loops the same spot, but then towards the end of the scene it starts looping at a different spot. Did you catch that?
I did not catch that, but I think that's I think this is a clue in that again, with what's been going on, something's not right in these alternate universes too, where something's amiss. Mm-hmm. So Sarah / Judy is kind of in a loop herself. And I think this scene, I think a lot of the Sarah Palmer scenes might be in almost a different timeline, I'd want to say, because with the exception of Hawk, she's just in her own world. You know what I mean? Well, no, I don't scratch that because Final Dossier covers that. So no. But she's this is telling me there's trouble amongst the worlds now. Bob and Mr. C are fucking things up. Yeah, and I'm not sure Judy knows what's going on. I mean, we get she's a powerful entity, but I think even Judy might be having anxiety too
over what's going on.
Yeah, because something's amiss and she might not know.
And I kind of figured that this was Judy taking over, and Judy is a violent creature, and that particular the loop that was playing on that boxing match over and over really I thought it was wanting to see that because every time we cut to Sarah drinking, there's something violent on the TV repeating itself.
Yep, and that's also kind of like when we first see Sarah in the return, she's watching that wolf.
Yep. Yes. So I think, especially with Sarah being as old as she is now, I don't think we're seeing a lot of Sarah anymore. I think we're seeing Judy.
Yep. I think the only time we saw Sarah Palmer was at the liquor store before things went crazy on her.
I would 1,000% agree. I don't think we've ever seen her in this one. So then we cut to Audrey
and Charlie. Again, I'd love this if this was its own aside. It just seems like a short film. It just doesn't mix with the story. But Audrey's having a panic attack.
Yes, and she doesn't know what she wants to do. And we went at it, I think, last episode that we were together ad nauseum. And I walk away with the same feelings on this. I just don't care, right? Yeah. I don't care what's going on with Audrey and Charlie.
Yeah, and I enjoy the scenes for what they are. It just is not moving the story along here, which is just and it's surprised it really has no impact on the story going forward. It's weird. Yeah.
There's nothing of value up to this. Like you're right. In the terms of if this was its own thing, like if this was a running subplot, I'd be all in. But it came late and it goes nowhere, so it doesn't matter. I don't care who Tina is. I don't care who Billy. We know who Billy is. We start to see that Audrey's not okay because she doesn't know what she wants to do, and now Charlie, who didn't want to go to the Roadhouse, is deciding to take her to the Roadhouse, and he says something interesting. Do you need me to end your story?
Yeah, and her story too.
Yeah, and her story too, and then we get a weird. What story is that, Charlie? Which is the name of the episode. Yeah. Is that the story of the little girl who lived down the lane? I'm really thinking that's a reference to Mulholland Drive.
Well, the Arm said it in one of the first episodes.
The Arm?
Yep. Well, Cooper was in the lodge. This is the story of the little girl who lived down the lane.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, and it's like, and again, this stuff was all added into the script after the script was done because Cheryl and Finn wanted more to do, and I think this was like Lynch trying to like kind of like shoehorn this with maybe Lodge stuff, but it's like I don't care. I just don't. It's not adding anything. This is I would have preferred if they left Audrey out, and he would have just done a short film, Audrey and Charlie.
Yes.
I'd watch that.
I would definitely watch that. And it's interesting to me because Lynch doesn't normally give in to other people's demands.
No, especially after his experience after having to do the reveal in season 2, and also having to deal with Laura Flynn Boyle and all that. I figured he would be pretty much done with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought so too, but I think this was a bad call on Lynch. I mean, I'm just saying, I think this was a bad call on Lynch's part. That's just my opinion. I don't care. Okay, we've got enough into that. All right, Joe. Roadhouse time.
I don't know what you're talking about. There was no Roadhouse scene this episode.
There was a Roadhouse scene.
No, there wasn't. What are you talking about?
All right, you can sit this one out.
You're just talking about bubblegum right now.
Yeah, it's all right. So I'll do this. So again, we get just you and I. Now, reason why I listened to it was I wanted to see, and it is the exact same recording from 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And they're one of the girls, the girl on the right hand of the screen, when you're watching the TV, she's on the right, is just staring off into the rafters the whole time. It's really, really odd. It really kind of took my attention away from everything that was going on, except for this crazy wide-eyed girl staring into the thing like she's on a fucking sunshine acid. It was really bizarre to me. And I just think, I don't even know if that was directed that way. I just think that's what she was doing. Have we talked about that James Hurley was not happy with this recording, and previously? I don't know if we ever did.
I think we covered that. He wasn't happy. He didn't like singing the falsetto. And then when they brought it back for this, they just used the original recording because he can't sing it that high anymore.
Yes.
He's got to be in his 50s, late 40s.
I would have preferred to have heard it in not the falsetto. I would have preferred it. Give me a different version of Just You. But you gave me the same fucking one. And so that happened. And then poor Ed, just sitting alone with his double R to go at Big Gas, at the gas farm. Nobody stopping at Big Ed's.
Yeah, but there's Easter eggs here, man.
Ooh, tell me the Easter eggs that you caught.
Did you hear the weird bass noise while he was in there eating his soup?
I did hear the weird bass noise.
Did you look at his reflection in the glass?
I did not look at his reflection in the glass.
His reflection in the glass is not reflecting what he's actually doing.
I did not see that. What's happening there?
I think like when he's looking out he's just looking out the window, forlornly, or whatever. But his reflection in the window is he's eating the soup.
Huh. Interesting. So
time is fractured.
Another show that time is fractured. Very cool. I did not catch that. I might actually go back and look at that this week. Probably before I watch the next episode to see that. I did not catch that. That's a really good catch, Joe.
Yeah, well, I didn't catch. I when the episode aired, and then I went in like groups and people pointed it out. So I didn't catch it. Somebody else did, but I figured I'd throw it out here just because it's another one of like, at the double R when the crowd changes sort of thing. So.
Okay. Really cool. So yeah, this was overall the episode. Knowing what I know, this is kind of the last really slow episode.
It starts going in gear.
It starts going in gear from here. The next episode being what is it? I forget the name of what they call it. What they named it. Is it We Are Like the Dreamer?
Yep.
Yep. We Are Like the Dreamer. I'm looking forward to us discussing that one. We're getting somewhere. And there's going to be a big thing going on, a couple of big things going on in the next episode. Would you agree?
Yeah. From what I remember, yeah.
Yeah. From what I remember, I believe...
Get a Monica Bellucci cameo.
Yes, you do. You do. You get a Monica Bellucci cameo. Yeah, so I don't remember much else about that, but it should be. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that one. So, your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I liked it. It's we're at the final stretch here of the return. So yeah, this is kind of like there's another episode that just kind of moved things along. Just kind of getting all the pieces finally just all set up right for the last stretch of episodes. I like it. It has a lot of quirky humor to it, and just the arm wrestling.
Jesus. Oh my God, the arm over the top. Here you go. Put the hair on more like a machine. God damn it. Yeah, so Joe, what else do we have going on?
Well, the Joe Down, just because things have been going on, the next Joe Down, I think, will be coming out next week, where we do, speaking of, Glenn Danzig's Verotica.
I don't know about Danzig's Verotica. What is this?
Made a full-length horror movie. It's on Shudder. It's the room of horror movies. It's he was upset when he did his big screening because everybody was laughing like how people laughed watching The Room. He did not, because he's so not self-aware, and he has such a huge ego that he got really upset. It's bad. It's fucking terrible.
Is it really?
Oh yeah. It's on Shudder, man. If you want to sit through it, it's just like, what is this?
How long ago was it made?
Last year.
Holy fuck. Well, yeah, I might have to watch it before I read the Joe Down. I might have to renew my Shudder membership. Shit. All right. Well, that's fucked up. All right. Yeah. So what else do we got going on?
I missed out on the last episode of The Office or whatever. So maybe not we have the Office podcast going. I'm not sure what episode's coming out this week, Paul.
Oh, the episode that's coming out this week is the one. So I think we just did the carpet, so it's the one before the carpet. Is that The Secret? No, we did The Secret already, didn't we? Oh hell, I don't remember now. What's the one before the carpet? See, now you're asking the guy that's never seen the show to remember which episodes there was. Oh no, we're on season 2. The episodes that we did was Secret. Yes, it's The Secret. Yep, The Secret's coming out. No, did we do The Secret? Yeah, it's The Secret. Okay. The Secret's coming out, then it's The Carpet. Yep.
All right.
So, yeah, I think, I know you were on assignment and had things going on. I think that was a good episode for you to not have to be in. And then with Cast That Movie, we're still plotting how we're going to do the new format. So it's still on hiatus for a little while. I did put out the update one, but yeah, it's coming. It's just we need to, again, we have been meaning to get together and figure out what the new format.
You there, Paul?
Hey,
you there?
Back. Yeah, here I am. I'm here. Sorry, I bumped my mic. So as I was saying, with Cast That Movie, we are still crossing the I's, dotting the I's, crossing the T's. We just, there's been so much going on that we just haven't been able to get together and figure out the new and finalize the new format. So that's all that's really holding that one back. We should have that one recorded next weekend. So that is coming. I promise we have not given up on Cast That Movie. And finally, all these things can be found where, Joe?
At thejoedown.blog.
Yes, sir. You're talking to a guy that owns his own website, his own blog. This guy, he gets featured in newspaper articles. This is a big deal you're listening to, people. Sorry, I have to smoke when we're talking Twin Peaks. I have to do it. I did not. I checked our fan mail, Joe. We did not get anyone submitting their versions of You and I.
Well, get it together, people. Paul needs to hear these covers.
I do need to hear these covers, and I'll tell you what, if I get if I get even 10 covers, again, the email is talkingtwinpeaks@gmail.com. If I get 10 covers, not only will I play them, I will make my own cover. And when you guys submit your covers of You and I, tell me what genre of music you want me to make it. I will make it whatever genre wins. So I will make, like, if you want a metal version, if you want a country version, if you want a doo-wop version, which it already is, but I can do it, I will make it happen, and I will do it live on the show, just for Joe's, to make Joe miserable. So I am making that deal right now. Other than that, I think that's it. I think we could cut this one for where it's at, Joe.
I agree. Until next time, what story is that, Charlie?